Awesome. All right, well, hi everybody. So I'm Rachel with Into Suffolk, and this is our pre-arrival webinar series called Getting Involved, and we're going to be talking about arrivals and how to have fun on campus and how to get involved and meet new people. I'm your student engagement and leadership specialist at Into Suffolk. We are also joined by members of the Into Suffolk Peer Leadership Council, a group of student leaders who are going to tell you a little bit more about their lives later on. So, some things that we're going to talk about tonight include what does it even mean to get involved and why should you do it? What are some ways to get involved at Suffolk University? The different groups and clubs that are here, and the peer leaders are going to kind of talk about the different groups and clubs that they've become involved in. We're also going to talk about Into Suffolk leadership opportunities for students and talk about some final steps that are important for your pre-arrival into Boston. Are you guys ready? You excited?
Yay.
Yes, yeah.
All right. So the big question that everybody always asks is, what does it even mean to get involved? Getting involved is really important. When you're in university, it can be hard to make friends. So when you get involved, you get to join and make friends by joining different groups and clubs. There's even going to be an involvement fair on Monday at Samia Building. So the Monday after orientation, the university groups and clubs are going to come and have this giant club fair thing that you can all go to, and it's really going to be crazy. I don't always want to go, but it's pretty good. Oh, awesome. It's also a really good way to network with others from different countries and different cultures and backgrounds. When you join different groups and clubs on campus, you're actually able to meet different people and make friends and also have help with your homework, which is crazy and weird, but also kind of awesome. You make a better connection within the Suffolk University community. You'll have a better idea on classes, homework help, different resources at the university, like Akil learning how to get into buildings and stuff. But you'll also be able to give back to the local Boston community. There's a lot of groups and clubs that do different types of volunteer work in the city, which is really good to put on your resumes when you're graduating and you want to get a job. You're also able to develop the skills you need for your future careers. A lot of our groups and clubs on campus are academic based. They're also career based. There are groups and clubs depending on your major, your minor, and then just kind of like fun stuff that you want to do. So it's kind of fun. So you might be wondering, what are some ways to get involved at Suffolk University? So we have a lot of different ways that you can get involved. First and foremost is the Office of Student Leadership and Involvement. Where is the Office of Leadership? Where's the SLI office? PLC's help.
Sawyer Building.
Third floor. Yeah, second floor.
Third floor of Sawyer Building. Yeah. Thank you. Okay. And the SLI office is really important because not only is that where you go to learn about groups and clubs, you can also go there to learn about other stuff happening on campus, different events when they're having food trucks, all that cool fun stuff. Go over there, you learn all about it. You also should probably follow them on Instagram if you can. Let me know if you want their Instagram handle and I will post it in the WhatsApp. Rachel? Speaking of WhatsApp, can someone post the Zoom link to the group chat for Shreya? Can someone do that for me? Awesome. Okay. Oh, Akil says that at the SLI office, there are food trucks on Monday, and there's going to be a pool table, and they have an arcade, and they give out ice cream during the week. Yay. Thank you, Ariane. I appreciate it. All right. The PLCs are posting stuff into the chat. So if you're wondering why I'm kind of reading stuff off, that's what's happening. There's also the Journey program, which is Leadership Without Limits. This is a program for undergraduate students that you have to apply for, but it's a really good program. They teach you a lot of leadership skills, and we've had INTO students who have successfully completed the program. Many students who complete the program go on to get internships both on and off campus after either during study here and after graduation. You can also learn about the Program Council, which is very popular on campus. Program Council does a lot of different events and activities. I already kind of talked about the involvement fair. There's also things called cultural showcases. For example, the Asian Student Societies typically have all of these different cultural showcases and programming that they lead during Lunar Festival, which is really fun. There's fashion shows and concerts and a bunch of other things. And they happen each semester, which is really cool. There's also the Lead Her Ship program, which is specifically for female students. There's leadership through sailing because Boston is on the harbor. So that's kind of fun. We also have leader chef, which is a leadership program teaching you about food and different types of leadership skills. There's also the student government, which is awesome and near and dear to my heart. I did undergrad student government, and it was really, really fun. At Suffolk University, we have student government for both undergrads and graduate students. And there is also the National Society of Leadership and Success, which you can apply to join after you've been in campus for a little while. Sound fun? I know that's a lot, right? Does anyone have any questions? Not yet. If you have questions, feel free to put them in the chat if you don't want to ask me directly. And that way, either I or the Peer Leadership Council students can answer your questions. Trust me, they probably know all the answers more than I do. So the next thing we're going to talk about are what are some of the groups and clubs on campus. Now, truthfully, there are 250 different groups and clubs on campus. You can go to this link at Student Life, Student Involvement Groups and Clubs, clubs@suffolk.com. You can go here. This link will be live for you all to check out after tonight's recording. But pretty much there's a ton, okay? I've broken it down into groups and clubs on campus into different types of, the types of groups that they are. So we have the student programming arts groups, which performing arts groups. I'm pretty sure Akil can talk about these a little bit, right?
He's away right now, but I can sure talk about it, very sure.
Sure,
You want
go
me
for
to?
it, Thomas.
Sure. So the performing arts group, they usually have like the end of the semester, like Spring Fest and whatnot, where we have like showcase those students. For example, one of our PLC members, they were in Fusion Damaga and jazz band and Passion Latina. So they just dance, perform music and whatnot. So it's pretty much a good way to just see your friends and your community perform and be involved in that way too. So if you are interested in that, you can join. We also have cultural association, for example, ASEAN. We have ASEAN Club, which is Southeast Asian Students Club, which is very new and they have like food. So a lot of cultural associations have like food, at least once a week or whatever. So you can join them too. And academic groups, which is by your major. If you're interested in finance, join finance club. They have pitch meeting for the funding and whatnot. So feel free to join that. And I think we'll talk a little bit about our personal experience in the groups too. But yeah.
So this is not the only list. There are tons of other cultural associations. There are more academic groups and honors associations. There are also intermediate and intramural sports teams that you are free to join. All of the groups and clubs that you join on campus are free to students. You don't have to pay an additional fee. You might have to pay to go on a trip, so you would share the cost of some things, but for the most part, these are free. So it's kind of cool. Into does a lot of programming and co-hosting with the different cultural associations. So if you guys join one of the cultural groups or clubs, let us know if you guys are having events, and we can always add it to our events, calendar. So do we have any computer science majors? No, not tonight. Okay, we have a raised. Maddie, you're not computer science.
No, I want to add something.
Oh, okay, go for it.
When Thomas talked about the student performing arts group, there's also in the last part, it's a union of designers, operators, and technicians.
Mm-hmm.
Just to add up, it's for people that likes about performing arts, but they're not sure like they can attend, they're not sure to dance or like to sing. That is for people who like behind the scenes, so like the lighting, the music. You guys get to that. I think
Oh,
Akil is part of that, if I'm not
I
wrong.
think Akil is too.
Yeah, he
That's
was.
why I wanted
Yeah.
Akil to talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I like going to the Ramification concerts. Those are my favorite. If you go to the list of groups and clubs on campus and they don't have something you want, you can create your own group or club. You just have to go to the SLI department in Sawyer Building, which you'll learn where it is at orientation, and sign up. I think to make your own group and club, you need about 3 people. So 3 people that go to Suffolk that want to join your club, and you can have a club, you have a budget, all of it. It's amazing. Isn't that crazy? No? Okay. Could I please share the link in the group chat? Oh, thank you, Thomas and Akil. Awesome. Okay, so now we're going to talk a little bit about leadership opportunities, because I know that you all want to be student leaders. Please note in the group photos are some of the people who are on this call. Please do not tell Tong that that's the photo. Okay? Thank you. I appreciate it. So at Into Suffolk, we have our Peer Leadership Council. The Peer Leadership Council helps to plan, promote, and lead Into Suffolk events and activities throughout the year. They have spent all summer planning and creating workshops for you all to learn about life in Boston and to give you some tips and tricks to surviving while you're here. We also have Into Suffolk event volunteer opportunities that help prepare, promote, and participate in events and interact with students to help leadership. So sometimes we go on walking tours. If you wanted to be a volunteer on a walking tour and not just a participant, you would meet with me earlier. We'd go over the maps, things like that. Into Suffolk also has orientation volunteer leaders. Ivan. Hi, Ivan.
Oh, wait. Hello, Rachel. I'm sorry.
Ivan, this is being recorded. I will mute you. Did you mute yourself yet? Okay. Yeah. So those of you who are asking who Ivan is, this is Ivan. He's right here. So congratulations, Ivan, for surviving the airport. We also have Into Suffolk orientation volunteer leaders. You guys will meet them next week. They're going to be wearing these adorable red t-shirts, right? In the bottom photo. Can everyone see what I'm talking about? Yeah? No? No comments? You guys are a really quiet group tonight. So we have Mads is over here. And then Sky, who was a volunteer last spring, and now she works with Thomas. Here's Akil. Let's see. There's Val way down here. Here's Thomas. And I think Elsie's joined in also. So you have quite a few people on the call who are doing leadership opportunities. One of the cool parts of doing the leadership opportunity is you do get letters of recommendation from Into Suffolk staff. And we also help you connect with different departments on campus who are looking for different employees. And yeah, like it's totally cool. And we try really hard to help you guys out. And yes, as Akil says, don't be shy. You can yell things out in the middle of the video. I am totally okay with it. Except for Ivan. Ivan, don't yell things out at me. Okay. So I'm going to hand this over to the PLCs because I believe they've prepared a very awesome presentation for you about the neighborhoods of Boston. Yes?
I'm sorry, Rachel, what?
You're doing neighborhoods of Boston tonight, right?
Sure.
Sure.
Yes, yes, we're ready.
Oh, okay. That sounds awesome. Who is sharing their screen? PLCs. Uh-huh. Yes. It's the 23rd. Ay, ay, ay. Okay. So we'll go real quick and I'm going to pull up a different slide. So hold on one second. So can everyone see my whiteboard?
It's
It's
Yes.
white? Yes.
Yes,
Okay. Good. I'm glad it's white.
It's white.
Okay. I'm happy with it for being white, so don't worry about that. I want it to be white, which I know sounds very strange. Okay. So we're going to talk about a couple of things. Mads, whenever you're ready. Okay. So when we're talking about Boston, what are some of the neighborhoods that students should know about? Peer Leadership Council, you guys are on deck.
Yeah.
Yes. You want to start off, Maddie, or do you want me?
What are some good neighborhoods to think about?
Okay, so I might get a little biased because I live in North End since last year, and next semester I will live in North End again. It's great. It's walking distance to school. You have a lot of foods, and like there's a bakery that open 24 hours, which I love the most because it's really hard to find food past 9 p.m. in Boston, so that's great. And it's also in one of the iconic neighborhood in Boston. They call it Little Italy because a lot of their Italian food around, like pasta, pizza, anything. Yeah, they're like Akil said on the chat, Cannoli is in North End. There's like a few like famous spot in North End if you guys want to try. I think we're gonna have a North End tour if I'm not wrong. I'm not
Yes,
sure.
we're going to have a North End tour. Alex,
Yeah.
get off of my whiteboard.
And what else do I mean? Oh, there's also like a
All right. So Maddie says the North End. Elsie, what do you say? What's your favorite neighborhood?
I would say Seaport. I
Seaport?
mean, you could Yes. I mean, you can walk around the bridges and see the views of the port, and also we always go there for Trader Joe's for like grocery shopping. And then I think the opposite of the Shake Shack there's like a Christmas feast there. Like during the winter, you can go there and go like Christmas shopping with your friends, hang out. I think that's awesome places to go.
Oh. Oh, Snowport. Yeah, that's the name of it. Snowport. Yeah, we went there last winter, right?
Yeah.
All right. Elsie, you get to pick who goes next.
Maybe
PLCs, go for it. Huh?
Thomas.
Thomas,
Sure. I think I'll pick East Boston
East
because
Boston.
Oh,
because it's very diverse there in East Boston. There's a lot of Latin American communities and whatnot. The food are also quite unique because there are certain part in Boston where you will find a lot of Asian food, certain part you find a lot of Italian food, and in East Boston you find a lot of South American, Latin American food, which is great. And the apartments are quite affordable. But yeah, we love East Boston.
Okay. All right. Akil, go for it.
and I like to add on that if you got one of the apartments in East Boston, you also get free parking if you're a resident there. So that's like a side note if you're living in East Boston. If you prefer to get a driver's license.
Move on to your next.
Okay, well, for me, I would say, I guess, in the Green Line, specifically in the Green Line, I would say Alston because, it's a nice place. They got a lot of food in the area. They got good food, especially if you're into like Asian, like Korean food, Japanese food, Thai food as well. Especially, I would recommend like one of the Thai food called a Laughing Monk. It's very good. You guys should try it. It's a very good Thai food. And yeah, they got a lot of variety of bubble teas, all that kind of stuff. And it's a good for for apartments, they're pretty a bit for further than like in from the university. But in terms of food, it has a lot of variety.
It's like adventure.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. All right, Akil, who's going to go next from the PLC?
I'll pick Valeska.
All right. Valeska.
I was about to say Austin, but Akil already said Austin, so I'm not really sure what else. Um, Maybe like the Newbury Street area, but
Ooh,
the
like
rent can
Fenway-ish?
be a little
We could say
bit
Newbury Street.
expensive.
We could say Newbury Street.
Yeah. But maybe for like living, it's not really like in an affordable place to like be living in because it can be really expensive. But for shopping, it's a really good area because they have a lot of shops and they also have a mall, Prudential Center. And yeah.
Okay. All right. Val, who's going next? You have two options.
Ivan.
Ivan, what's your favorite neighborhood? Unless you disappeared, which is possible. He might have signed off.
I feel like my favorite neighborhood is Seaport.
You got to pick a different one. We already have someone who picked Seaport.
East Boston.
We already have someone who picked East Boston.
Hi, Rachel. I would say Beacon Hill is a really good neighborhood.
Sky's still with you guys. Okay. So Sky is saying they both say Beacon Hill. Okay,
You
what
can
is
go
so
shopping
awesome?
on Charles Street.
Ooh, yeah, shopping on Charles Street. Okay, very nice. Okay. All right. Mads, you good?
Still loading to save it, sorry.
It's all right. So I'm going to let Maddie have control of our awesomeness.
Please, no.
No? What do you mean no? You don't want control?
I want, but I'm not ready yet. I have a problem with my laptop, sorry.
Okay. All right. That's fine. So then we're going to X out of this and go back to my PowerPoint then.
Thank you.
It's okay. No worries. We're still alive. It's okay. Things happen. This one. Can you see my PowerPoint? Can everyone see Moss?
Yes.
Okay. Does anyone want to guess on who Moss is? No? No? Nobody else? Okay. All right. So, final steps for the pre-arrivals. This is super duper important. Okay? Does everybody got their pens ready to take some notes? Does anyone know how to do a thumbs up in a Zoom? Nobody? Nobody knows how to do a thumbs up? Okay, we got 1. Okay. All right, we got 2, 3, 4. Okay, awesome. Here we go. First of all, let's talk about the most important pre-arrival reminders with Christine and her thumbs up because she thought I took out the picture. First of all, if you are living on campus, move-in day is August 28th from 9 a.m. to midnight. If you are arriving very late, please let us know as soon as possible. Thank you so much. Orientation begins Tuesday, August 29th, and it goes all the way to Friday, September 1st. You are required to attend orientation. If you are arriving late, please let us know immediately. All students are required to attend all sessions of orientation. If you are running late in the morning, send me an email or a WhatsApp message saying, Rachel, I'm running late. The trains are slow. All tuition and fee payments are due to Into Suffolk. Please go to the link to pay or email John for more information. John will be attending orientation. Please let him know if you have paid by sending him an email with the receipts. You will receive your course schedules at orientation. If you check online for them before orientation, it may not be accurate because it could change quickly. All students need to do e-check-in. I know it's broken. Don't ask. It'll be fixed. Don't worry about it. All undergraduate students must take the math placement exam before the 29th. If you are having trouble with the math placement exam, we're going to talk about it a little bit this evening. So, because I know a lot of that is review, let us talk about airport transfer requests. Woo woo! All students are required to submit their arrival details regardless of location. So please submit your arrival details. You do not need to request an airport transfer. However, you are required to let us know when you are arriving. There is a free airport pickup service from Boston Logan Airport for all students within 10 miles of Boston. Kelly, shh. Into Suffolk cannot guarantee a reservation made less than 72 hours in advance, but we'll try. Try to arrange your flights to arrive in Boston between 8 a.m. and 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Your application ID number is your INE or INA phone number, and then you just put your birthday and hit submit. To get this link, you can click on it. I didn't mean to do that. Please submit your arrival information for us so that we know when you're arriving, especially if you're arriving late or you don't have accommodations yet. Okay? I promise the airport transfer is not scary. Several of you have already booked your transfers. I've already picked some of you up. It's a very fun and exciting experience. I highly recommend it. At least when you go into a new country, there is someone smiling at you and you don't have to worry about jet lag upon arrival. Any questions about arrival transfers or airport details? No? Okay. Now we're going to talk about the undergraduate math placement test. Let's raise your hand if you are an undergraduate student. How many undergrads do we have tonight? No? 1, 2. I think we have 2. Okay, thank you. Undergraduate students must take the math placement exam. If you do not complete the math placement exam in Canvas, you will not have a completed class schedule. Do not try to take the math placement exam on your cell phone or tablet. You must take it on a laptop computer. If you're already in the US and you need a computer, let me know. We can arrange for a time for you to come to campus and take the test here. The test consists of 35 multiple choice problems, and it starts with arithmetic, moves through algebra, and then trigonometry. Not everyone will be able to do all of the problems, and that's okay. You just do what you can. You are allowed 60 minutes to take the test, and you might finish early. However, you must take the test in one uninterrupted setting. You can't save the test and go back to it later. To take the test, you click on the link provided in this PowerPoint, which is literally just canvas.suffolk.edu. When you log in using your username, code, and password. If your username or your password isn't working, please send us an email at into@suffolk.edu for assistance. If you have questions about Canvas or using it, please go to the information page on the Student Experience academic website, which is linked here. Remember, if you are an undergraduate student and you are not an academic English student, you must take the undergraduate math placement test. Please do this before orientation. Okay? Got it? Awesome sauce. Now, everyone keeps asking me, what is e-check-in? E-check-in is a Suffolk University policy that requires all students to provide accurate contact information so that if there's an emergency or the university needs to get in contact with you, they can reach you as soon as possible. You must complete e-check-in so that you can be registered for your classes. Now, I know that e-check-in is not working right now. For some reason, the service is down. So don't worry about it today. As soon as I hear that it's up, I'm going to send out an email to all the students to go complete it. When you get to your e-check-in, you're going to log into your My Suffolk account. And then at the bottom of the page, you're going to scroll down to where it says Web Advisor. Down here. This is kind of what it's going to look like. So this is the top, and you go all the way down to log in to WebAdvisor. Once you've clicked on this, you will get a dark blue screen. You want to click up at the top in the right, the section that says log in. Once you have logged in, you want to use your username and password. Your username is a code. It is not your email address. After you have logged in, you want to click on the bottom where it says students. Okay, so first you'll do this. Once you're logged in, you go to the bottom where it says students. Everybody with me?
Yes.
Awesome. Arthi, do you have a question?
No, I have done. I know that. I went inside the lead chicken. It's quite easy.
Awesome. After you go to the student, you're going to go to the bottom and where it says my personal information, and you're going to click on e-check-in in screen. Okay? The e-check-in screen. Okay? Once you've clicked on that, you're going to read the information, complete the form, and then click on the button and hit submit. Okay? Make sure you fill out all of the forms. If you're not sure what to do, send us an email. We will be glad to help and walk you through this. And when I say we, I really mean the student services assistants, because I can't access WebAdvisor. But that's okay, because they're awesome. Once you're done, it will just take you to here where it says check-in screen confirmation, and you're all set. And then you can log out, and you're all done. It is pretty easy. Does anyone have any questions about the e-check-in process?
Hi, Ritu.
Hey, Bo.
Hi. Is the web's problem solved?
No, not yet.
Not yet, so
don't worry about it.
okay.
I know that's not the answer you were expecting, but yeah, that's pretty much how that's going to work. Yeah. According to IT, it should be all set by Friday. If it's not, I will we'll deal with it. I wouldn't worry too much about it. We will have time to do it during orientation, so don't stress too much, okay?
Yeah.
Cool. Anybody else? Questions? No? Okay. So, how do I know who Bo is? How do I know who Arthi is? Would you like to join the What's Up group chat? Have you already joined it? I think most of the people here have joined the group chat, just about. Yeah, almost. So if you would like to join our What's Up group chat, you can click on this link. It will bring you to a form where you just put in your name and your email address, and you can put in your phone number, and you can let us know which group you'd like to join or how you'd like to follow us on social media. We have Line, WhatsApp, we also have WeChat and Telegram. So feel free to add me wherever you'd like. Just make sure you fill out the form and you'll get a text message from me saying, hey, join my group. What about e-check-in? E-check-in is just to let the university know where you're going to be living. You can update it as many times as you want. So if you fill it out now and then you move later on, don't worry about it. They just want you to be able to do it at least once. Okay, so e-check-in, we'll explain it a little bit more at orientation. It is still unfortunately broken. So it's kind of stinks. So I apologize, Artem. So how many of you have Instagram? No? Nobody has Instagram?
No.
Really? Oh my God. No Instagram?
I do.
Oh, okay.
I have, but
Okay.
I have it, Instagram.
Awesome. I'm glad to hear that we have some Instagram. Since nobody seems to have any questions for me, I'm going to put this up. So Into Suffolk has 2 Instagram accounts. Did you guys know that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Arthi, can you explain the 2 Instagram accounts then?
I have joined that Into student group
Mhm.
and as well as the Into. Let me just open the account.
The Into Suffolk one? Okay.
Yes, both of them. I have joined in
Okay.
that.
Have
And
you
then,
figured out the difference?
sorry,
Do you know what the difference is between the two?
no.
The difference between the Into Suffolk and the Into Suffolk students is the Into Suffolk students account is our Into Center account. So that's the Instagram page where I post about events that are coming up. The PLCs kind of take control over it during the semester. They'll post funny things that they find that are going on campus. Sometimes we have Instagram lives going on where I give my phone off to Akil and he makes a really cool reel about different activities or events and then forgets to give me my phone back because he makes the bus late, Akil. But yeah, so the Into Suffolk one is our corporate account. And then Into Suffolk students is for students who are here who want to know what's going on campus. They're looking for something to do. And it's kind of like a fun way to let the student experience team know what's going on and to know what's going on campus. So I highly recommend you follow both. Okay?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, cool. Does anyone have any questions for me? No? Does anyone have any questions for the PLCs?